Here's Matt in L.A. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Matt, good afternoon. It's your turn. How are you today, pal?
Great, Chris. How are you?
All right, Matthew. Nice to talk to you. What's on your mind? Let me hear.
Always a pleasure. Just piggyback off your last caller. I'll be going to the games in San Diego and Los Angeles.
Good
yeah. Got to go. Regionals are always a good time. It seems like they've been in L.A. and Orange County like the past 5 years in a row. I don't know if you noticed. But,
where was it? Were they last year? Was there a region? I'm trying to remember.
Irvine.
Where?
Irvine.
Oh, they were in Irvine last year. Okay.
Yeah, and the year before that they were in Los Angeles, and then the year before that they were in Irvine. So it seems like they're not really rotating the West region too much.
Yeah, they got.
No, they were in San Jose. San Jose last year. Sorry, they did rotate it. My bad.
San Jose last year. That's right. They were in San Jose last year because who played in that West final? I forget now. Who was it and played in that game?
It was Gonzaga against Xavier. Xavier upset Arizona.
That's right.
And then Gonzaga beat West Virginia in the Sweet 16.
That's right.
But anyways, I wanted to see what you thought about. I know the Pac-12 is not really a power conference this year. They might only get one team in. You think Arizona's got a chance to get Miller to the Final Four this year? I mean, they probably got 2 first-round picks. Their defense stinks, but they probably have the number 1 overall pick in Ayton. Any thoughts? Or
I wish I could help you there, Matt. Let's look at that conference first off. I wish I can help you a little more on Arizona and that conference. I haven't seen Arizona. I saw him a little bit against Arizona State. I haven't really seen him much. They're 24-7. You don't think they're going to get USC or UCLA in the tournament?
I think that Arizona State losing, even though they've beaten 2 of the possible number 1 seeds this year, I think that might have knocked them out and open the door depending on how USC I think is in. If UCLA has a good conference tournament, they can make it to like the finals. I think they'll be in the tournament.
All right, Arizona now. Who did Arizona beat in a regular? What great wins does Arizona have in a regular season?
I mean, they don't really have any great wins. They beat Texas A&M, Alabama, Arizona State twice, but their non-conference schedule they lost to NC State. In the Bahamas, they lost 3 games, but they were missing one of their starters. They lost to NC State, Purdue, and what do you call it?
Yeah, they lost. I see it right now. They lost to Purdue 89-64. They got blown out. They lost to NC State by 6. Who else? They lost. Who else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
SMU. They lost to SMU, Colorado, right. A buzzer beater to Washington. I think. They don't play that great defense, but they got 2 first-round picks on there, and a guard that could shoot, which you need in the tournament, and a 7-footer who I don't know how much you know about DeAndre Ayton. But
well, I've seen him. He's a hell of a player. Hell of a player. Yeah, hell of a player.
He's a hell of a player that he can almost carry a team. So I want to,
you would know
with this whole Miller thing.
But listen, I don't think the whole thing with the FBI is going to be a factor really at all. I think that they got over that. I don't think that's an issue. I wouldn't worry about that from a Arizona perspective. I don't know enough about the Arizona team to give you a real rundown of what I expect out of them. They look like they have played a lot better as of late. The last few weeks they beat Cal, they beat Stanford. They did lose at Oregon in overtime, but they beat Oregon State in overtime. Prior to that, they did beat Arizona State. They did beat USC. They had a loss to UCLA there in early February. Arizona's going to be a good team. I mean, Arizona will be a tough out. Now, he's never gotten to a Final Four, but I'm expecting Arizona to be I would think 4 or 5 seed. I don't know any higher than that. Maybe I have to look at the seeding scenarios a little more carefully, but I'm assuming they'd be a 4 or 5 seed, and away you go. I do think that there will be more teams in that conference than you think. I don't think they're going to just take one team in the conference. I would say that. Here's Danny in Naples, Florida, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Danny, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Pretty good, Chris. How you doing?
All right, Dan. Nice to chat. Let me hear what's on your mind. Fire away.
Good. Just talking about this deal with the guy from Seattle. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Eagles fan. I'm 7 years old. Been to 2 Super Bowls. Didn't go to this one. Went to this Minnesota game with my grandson and my son.
Did you really?
The
Good
whole
fan.
family is Eagles, so just let you know where it's at. We got a great locker room. The guys seem to all get along. The fans love the guys on the team. The other team that he's coming from have problems with the locker room. Why do we want to take somebody like that in there to sabotage our team?
Well, listen, you got him for basically nothing. I mean, you got him, Dan, for basically nothing. You gave up a receiver that nobody's ever heard of, and you gave up a 5th-round pick. Now, Bennett's a very good player. Now, he's annoying, and he's hard to root for, but he's a very good player. The Eagles must feel strong enough about the constitution of the team, the fabric of the team, that, he'll follow his way in there properly, that he'll be under control. He is coming to a championship team, so maybe he'll watch his P's and Q's. I don't think you can argue too much about that move. It's a talented... Now, listen, I understand it's tricky, but you didn't give up any of your core to get him. The draft pick is inconsequential. I can't scream when they bring him in. I couldn't scream on that. We'll continue. Good to have you with us on a busy program here on Mad Dog.